Hi ladies, so the reason I'm making this video is because I have a tendency to make up names for my abs. I don't mean like literally my abs, like this part of my six-pack is Joseph and this is James, but I mean like for my ab workouts and exercises. So some of these names, most of them hopefully you'll be familiar with, some of you might not be familiar with, or I might have just made up. So anyways, so the first exercise we have is the lifted foot planks. So there's lifted foot plank fronts and then lifted foot plank sides. So for the front, it's just you get in a normal plank position, but you lift one foot at a time. So instead of just planking like this, you hold up a foot. It's pretty hard to be honest. If you can't do like the whole 60 seconds with one foot lifted, don't feel bad at all. I usually can't unless it's like the very first exercise in an ab workout. But just hold up each foot as long as you can, and then alternate and then go back to 2 feet when you have to. Okay, so for lifted foot side planks, you get in a normal side plank position, and then you lift your top foot. You hold that up. If you want an extra challenge, you can also hold up your arm. But once again, you know, as soon as you get to, like, if you get too tired, if this is too much for you, you can go back to regular planks. But try to hold that top foot up as long as you can. So next we have, okay, V-ups in bike. So I think pretty much everyone knows what V-ups are. But if you don't, you start in a lying back position, and you just go up like a V and touch your toes. If you have a medicine ball and you want a little extra challenge, you can, hold the ball and lift up. Or if you want a really good challenge and you have a Pilates ball, so it's like big bouncy balls, you can go up with that. And so you put it in your hands and then you give it to your feet, pass it off to your feet, go down with that, and then pass it back and forth. So bikes, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what bikes are, but just in case, just these guys, very basic. One thing is, if you do bikes a lot, you can easily get jaded and kind of not do them full form and not get the best exercise. So if you feel like you're just going through the motions, make sure you're extending your feet fully, because this will give you a much better exercise than just like up here. Alright, next we have reverse crunch and lemon squeeze. Okay, so reverse crunch is when you lie on your back, and sometimes it's a lot easier, it helps if you put your hands under your butt, and then you take your legs and you lift them up. So another thing, a way to make this a little harder and also to get better form is try not to just go legs up, and try not to go back too much. You want to keep your legs as straight when you go up like that. If you go straight up, that really works your core as opposed to just practically going back. And also, that's the regular version. If you want a more advanced version, on the reverse crunch, you can do pull-ups at the top. So that's where you go up, you hold it, and then you pulse and do a little one at the top. And then lemon squeeze. Okay, so lemon squeeze, you sit in a V like this, or sit in a V like this, and you go back with your legs and your arms, and you come in. Back and in. And if this is a little too hard, you can start out with oblique curls, which is just the same thing, except for you have your hands on the ground behind you, and you still go back and in. Alright, next we have plank hip dips. Okay, so these are really fun, but kind of hard. Once again, do them as long as you can, and then if it's too much, I don't know what's too much and what isn't, but if it is, feel free to go back to regular plank temporarily, and then switch back to hip dips. So from the front, you're just dipping your hips. So you're in a regular dip position, and then you dip your hips back and forth, just leaning to side. And on the sides, it's the same kind of thing, except for it's an up and down. So your hips go up and down like this. Okay. Next we have horizontal and vertical scissors. So there's two kinds of scissors. They're both pretty similar, but sometimes they work slightly different muscles. So horizontal scissors, just opening and closing your legs in a horizontal manner. Pretty straightforward. And then vertical scissors, same thing but vertically. Next, mason twists and cherry pickers. So mason twists, sit like this. If you don't have anything in your hands, just fist them, and you go back and forth and hit the ground on each side. This is a great exercise to add a medicine ball or plank to. So let's pretend this is, a medicine ball or plank. You go back and forth, do the same exercise, but give yourself a little more of a workout with a medicine ball or plank. And finally, cherry pickers. Finally for this side. So cherry pickers, you put your feet above your head like you're doing a reverse crunch. But instead of lifting, you lift your hands and touch your opposite toes. So left hand to right toe, right hand to left toe. Just back and forth like this. And if you want, you can also do this instead of hitting alternate toes. You can grab a medicine ball or a plank or a plate and go up with that. So I think that works your obliques a little less and more the center part of your abs a little more, but they're both good workouts. Okay, so final set. So first we have the body saw plank. Once again, do as much of the body saw as you can and then just go back to regular plank if you need. If you can't do it for full 60 seconds, it would be very impressive if you could, especially like 8 minutes into the workout. So you go into a regular plank and then you rock your body back and forth like you know how saws go in there, vroom, 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 and you cut like wood. Kind of the same thing. So you go like you're doing a regular plank, and then you rock your body back and forth on your toes. And then we have arms under body plank extension. All right, so that like name I just completely made up. That's definitely not the name. I don't know what they're called. But you go like you're doing side planks, and then you start with your arm up, and then you bend and extend it underneath your body and come back up. And that adds a little oblique to the exercise. What do we have left? Okay, we have oblique curls, leg lifts, spelling words and crunches. Okay, so for oblique curls, these you lie down and you have your legs to one side, and then keeping your body straight, even though your legs are to the side, keeping your body straight up, you go up and down like you're doing a sit-up, but your legs are to the side. But remember, even though your legs are facing this way, your body should still be going straight forward. And then 30 seconds one side, switch 30 seconds the other. And then for the last minute, we have leg lifts, spelling words, and crunches. So at this point, if you're like, Kat, you're a nut, get your abs out of here, we're not doing any more crazy stuff, just do regular leg lifts, just like up and down. What's really fun, if you are an abs masochist, is trying to spell words with your feet. So you do like you're doing leg lifts, but you keep your toes together and you spell words with them. So right now I'm doing R, U, G, B, Y. So just like pick some fun stuff to write, like rugby is the shit, I love Cat Kelly, you know, like normal stuff you would think, and just spell it with your toes. And then last, crunches. And like, if you don't know what crunches are, we have a much bigger problem at hand. But yeah, just do 30 seconds of crunches. If you want, you can mix it up. Do, legs up crunches, or do sit-ups, whatever you want. Good stuff. All right, thanks ladies. Have a good workout.